friends. Welcome back. Um, Me and my new microphone. I'm testing this out. It's a little microphone that plugs into my phone. So we're gonna see if we like how this sounds. I don't know, but happy June. It is June 1st today, and we are so back. We are so back. I have not spoken to you guys in about a month. Holy moly, it's been so much time. And I'm here with the updates. Do not worry. I've got my coffee here. It is Saturday afternoon. It's my day off. And oh man, do I have some things to tell you guys. The short version of the story is that I had pretty much a mental breakdown the last month, and there are multiple reasons for that, which I'm going to update you guys on. Um, but thank you first to anybody who sent me any messages like asking, "Hey, what's up with auditions? Like, when did it end up happening? Did you get anything? Like, what are you doing?" Thank you. It's so kind of you to like even be watching this in the first place. And I'm so lucky to have the best friends and family in the world supporting me through all of this journey. So, thank you for coming along with me. This is just awesome that even care about this. But anyways, um, let me rewind to April because that's when we last spoke. After my Ballet Memphis audition, um, I tried to record another weekly vlog as this all began, but you'll see why the footage just didn't end up happening. Um, so after Ballet Memphis, I got an email from Tallahassee Ballet, and they offered me a position, which was really exciting. Um, However, it was unpaid. So I had to kind of figure out and scramble to see if I could find day jobs in Tallahassee that were going to allow me to take that position because I really wanted to. I really loved Tallahassee Ballet when I was there, and it's a great opportunity for performing, for just new things. Like they sent me a sample contract with the whole season planned out, and every rehearsal day was listed on there. And they were going to be doing Nutcracker and Cinderella in the springtime and a couple of performances in between that. And I was just really excited to like have opportunities to perform because that's what I've been missing a lot is that we don't have very many performance opportunities here anymore. And so I was looking for jobs and looking and looking and looking. And the problem turned out to be that there was a mandatory daytime rehearsal that they were adding to the schedule next year. And it was mandatory for anyone that was not in college. So I was having to try and find a job that was going to allow me to miss a random weekday. And I have a master's in education. So I was like, okay, if I'm leaving my current job, I'm going to look for an actual job with my degree in my field. Because sometimes I feel ridiculous not using my master's degree as much as I should. It was expensive, but couldn't do that because schools don't let you just miss a random Thursday. Like, you can't get a job as a teacher and be like, oh, I need Thursdays off. Like, that's not how it works. So that was kind of a dead end. And then I was looking at college professor job opportunities. There weren't really any in the area. And then there's not as many dance studios, I feel like, either. And the teaching opportunities just weren't panning out. I was waiting on an email from the educational outreach coordinator at Tallahassee Ballet, and it didn't sound like it would be enough to pay my rent, because that was the whole issue, was finding enough to pay my rent in order for me to move there. Because I'm not going to lie, Tallahassee is still kind of expensive to live. The cost of living was not the best. Um, Kind of the same as Savannah. So I just couldn't find anything that was going to supplement my income. I tried and tried and tried for weeks. I tried to find something and I just couldn't. I could not find anything that was going to allow me to pay rent. And I was really frustrated about that. So that's number one on the list was that's where my frustration started. I was like, man, I can't take this opportunity. This sucks. Um, right after that, number two, I got a no from Ballet Memphis, which I wasn't that upset about because I was expecting that one. Like they screened 500 people for their audition process, they said, so that I would really was not expecting an offer from Ballet Memphis, to be honest. So that one didn't upset me too much, but it was the response from Ballet Arkansas that sent me over the edge because I was waiting and waiting for them to send me something, and it turned out the response was in my spam folder. So, pro tip, check your spam folder in your email if you're waiting on something that hasn't been there. But the director sent the response from like his personal email, I guess, or something, and it just showed up as spam. But they emailed me back on March 29th, which was like a while ago. And I was like, welp, this has been here for a while, but it was a no. And that one I was really disappointed about because I thought it was such a great fit for my resume. It was such a good fit for my skill set. And I thought that I would fit into their company really well. So getting a no from them was really, really hard. I was really upset about that one. So it was like I had Tallahassee that I couldn't make work. And then I had these other two no's. And it was kind of like, well, what do I do now? Like I can't make anything work. Um, so I went into sort of a panic mode and I sent some last minute applications into some smaller companies that I hadn't sent them to. One of them being Columbia Classical Ballet in Columbia, South Carolina, which I still haven't heard from. So who knows? They're posting on their Instagram being like, we need people. And I'm like, when do results come out? Like, what in the world? So there's still a couple that I haven't heard from. There's still some things up in the air. So I'm just like, ugh. But I was kind of spiraling at this point, as you can imagine. And number two, or two, we already did two, three. The third point that happened was the last couple of weeks of like April and early May is always the worst 2 weeks of the year for me because my mom's birthday is April 30th and then Mother's Day is 2 weeks later. So that for me is usually worse than the day of her passing in January. Like that's hard, but like her birthday into Mother's Day is so much worse because you're just inundated with Mother's Day stuff everywhere, like in stores, on the radio, on commercials, on like whatever. And if you've not watched my 22 Tuesday where I explain I lost my mom at 23 to cancer. So, and every year it just gets like harder in a different way. But this year I was already spiraling. So when that time period hit, I just went full blown off into a depressive episode. I felt terrible. I felt really depressed, really numb, which I haven't felt in years. Like, it's really scary when you feel numb, like you just feel nothing. Um, and that's when I knew it was a very bad depressive episode because when you're feeling nothing and nothing like that you enjoy doing, you're not enjoying anything, like you're just existing, that's when you know it's bad. So I was spiraling down into this depressive episode. Number four is that our end of the year performance at my ballet company was the most chaotic, stressful thing I have ever probably been a part of in my dance career. And I'm not going to go into details, but it was a mixed bill performance of like ballroom, contemporary, jazz, whatever. And it ended up being fun at the actual performance. Thank goodness it was fun in the end. But the process to get there was absolutely a disaster. Um, so that was every time I went to rehearsal, I was already in this depressive episode, feeling awful and numb, and dragging myself to rehearsal to be frustrated and angry every single rehearsal day. Like My dance company has been the place of escape for me the last 6 years when I've had like things that I've been frustrated about or a day job that's stressful, whatever. Like I can always count on rehearsal and dance class with my friends to have a good time. So when that wasn't a good time anymore and I was already feeling numb, it was just a recipe for disaster. I was so angry every single day I was there, and I know my attitude was not professional in rehearsal whatsoever. I have never probably been like that ever in a rehearsal in my lifetime, and I've apologized to some people about it, but I could not. I was at the end of my rope. I didn't have anything left. Like I was numb and I had nothing to give. And then all of this was going on. On top of that, recital was happening the same week. So I was like trying to muster my last bit of strength and cheerfulness for my students to pump them up because they were starting to get burned out and they were stressed about the recital stuff and the end of the school year. So I was trying to propel them with anything I had left. And recital was the same week as our performance. So everything was like happening at once. And I was just like, I am hanging on by a single shred, like literally a single shred. Um, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. And by the time all of it was over, I was so burned out completely. I was burned out from dancing. I was burned out from teaching, which never has happened ever. To my knowledge, in my entire career, I have never burned out on teaching. Dancing a couple times here and there. Yes, when you go through stressful circumstances, but teaching, I have never burned out on teaching because it usually fills my cup when performing is stressing me out. Like I love teaching cheers me up. So for me to burn out on both, I was just like, I'm done. Like I can't. So all of those things combined, like by the time all of the performances were over, I was done. I was completely 100% done. And the past 2 weeks since the performance, I have not danced. I have not been to the gym. I have not moved. I have not done anything. I have not thought about ballet. I have not thought about dancing. Nothing. I and every day after work, when I get home from the beach houses, I've taken a nap, like a 3 hour nap. I just needed to do nothing. I needed to think about nothing and empty my brain of all of this junk that has just been in my brain for the last month. Because it was so much. It was like feeling like a failure after audition season and then having to come back to this stressful rehearsal situation and my mom's birthday and Mother's Day and depressive episodes and spiraling and trying to job hunt at the same time and trying to panic apply to small dance companies and finish choreography and like support my students and try to remember my own choreography for my own freaking performance that was really chaotic. Like I just had nothing. I had nothing left. So I've been taking a nap every day for the last 2 weeks. Um, really just taking care of myself. I've been to the beach a couple times. I started to get my base tan for the summer, get my vitamin D, just just chill and take care of myself. And I am very glad to say I'm feeling much more like myself again. I am feeling so much better. Things are on the up and up. We're doing okay now. um, but needless to say, that was a rough month that we had there. So that's where I've been. That's kind of the short version of where I have been. Um, but yeah. So what are we doing now? You may ask. And that was what was stressing me out for the last month. But here's what I can tell you at this point. Um, I can tell you that I do have another audition. I have another audition coming up in June, in a couple weeks, in Ocala, Florida. It's at this tiny little, first of all, it's also a job interview because I applied to be a ballet teacher at this little ballet school that's there. And they just so happen to be starting a professional ballet company this fall, like brand new. So I thought to myself, why not? This could be a good opportunity. So I'm going to do that in June in a couple weeks. And I decided to turn it into a vacation trip because it falls around Father's Day. So I'm going to go visit my dad and I'm going to spend a week in Daytona Beach, or in the surrounding area, just popping around. And we're going to drive to Ocala one day, do our job interview, do our audition, and just chill. Just literally just vacation and chill. Because I don't know when the next opportunity for me to take a vacation is going to be. I'm not sure. And then also in June, I'm taking a little weekend getaway trip with one of my girlfriends to Asheville, North Carolina. We're going to go see Biltmore because we've never seen it. We're going to probably go hiking to a waterfall, and some other fun things, whatever we get up to, because it's kind of our yearly tradition, she and I, to go to a city we've not been to and just like explore together. And we've both been working too much, so we keep each other accountable that way. So I've got that trip coming up as well. Um, what else? So June, we've got a couple of trips planned for the summer. I've got Saturdays off this summer so I can spend more time with my friends. I can have pool days and beach days with my friends and like just spend time with people I love, which I think for burnout is really important. You need to just like surround yourself with people that love you and that you love and that will say, hey, let's go do this fun thing so that you're not sitting in your house during this beautiful weather. And I'm going to obviously have a bunch of beach days because that's who I am. I'm a beach gal. We're going to be at the beach a lot this summer because last summer I didn't go enough. Um, what else? That's kind of the general plan for the next month at least. I do start teaching again next week. I only said I was going to teach ballet one night a week this summer because, again, burnout. And normally over the summer, I keep my teaching schedule almost the same. But I was like, no, I'm not doing that this summer. This summer is focused on what I would like to do and spending time again with people that I love, doing things that are fun that I want to do, and just saying no and putting up boundaries. Because, like, I had a really rough end of the year. Like, and burnout does not fix itself overnight. Um, I'm not going to lie to you. I still have not really wanted to dance. I have not really wanted to go to the gym. And I really need to because I have an audition coming up in like 2 weeks' time. Like, I really need to dance. I really need to get back on the horse and get going. But it's like, and I'm hopefully going to go tonight, but I digress. It's very important to just like take care of yourself slowly. Like, just ease back into things when you're in burnout, I think, because I've experienced a couple times in my life. So, but this time it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So, I'm trying to be very gentle with myself and just cater to my emotions and how I'm feeling and just pay attention to myself internally, um, and do what I need to do because I don't always do that. I'm really bad at saying no to people. I'm really bad at putting up boundaries sometimes. So that's the theme of the summer is burnout recovery and boundaries. Maybe that's what I'll title this update video. um, but yeah, that's kind of the audition update, the dance career update, the life update. So I hope that you guys will stick around. There will be some more weekly vlogs, some more adventure vlogs. Um, I'm probably just going to upload this as like its own update video because it's kind of long and I've rambled a lot, but I hope that answers some of you guys' questions. Um, but I am going to be recording more Tutu Tuesdays. We're going to talk about dance topics. I'm going to try and start that this summer and really get it going because I'm excited for that. And I'm also going to have those trip vlogs. I'm going to have some weekly work vlogs, and we'll see what else we get up to this summer. I don't really have anything else planned yet for July and August. So we're just going to take summer as it comes, and we're just going to enjoy every single day because, like I said, it is June, which is the start of the year for me. I think I mentioned that in another vlog. June is really my fresh, clean slate because the dance year has ended, the teaching year has ended, and taxes are done. And it's like June for me is the first month with no worries whatsoever. Like everything is just fresh. The weather is beautiful. The sun is shining. We're going to the beach. We're getting a tan. We're relaxing. We're doing what we want to do. So this is our reset button, and today is June 1st, and I am going to squeeze every bit of enjoyment out of my favorite month because I just love June so much. Oh, I feel so much better. So again, thank you guys for reaching out. If you have sent me any messages, I so appreciate it, and I so appreciate you guys coming along for this crazy journey with me for auditions this year. Um, but it's not over by any means. I was telling one of my mentors, I was like, well, I guess I'm in the permanent audition phase of my career now. And she was like, that's not a bad thing. If you're going to have new opportunities, sometimes you got to keep putting yourself out there. And just because you don't get any offers that work out for you the first time, it doesn't mean that it's doomed. It doesn't mean that it's over. So we just have to pick ourselves up, allow ourselves to feel what we need to feel, which I for sure did, and I still am. But now it's time to see what else is out there. And I do think that I have a couple of ideas up my sleeve that could pan out. So maybe we'll do a video together and I'll show you guys how I look for opportunities and we can do some applications together. Maybe that would be fun. So if you've got anything that you'd like to see me get up to this summer, or you have any suggestions, or you have any, I don't know, topics that you want to see for Tutu Tuesdays, again, drop them in the comments. Ooh, coffee's kicking in. Drop it in the comments below, or send me a message on my Instagram. I'll have it linked below. And just look forward to some summer adventures for the month of June. I'm excited to be feeling better and to be spending time with my friends and just to refresh my mind, body, and soul. So, thanks for watching this little update video, guys. I hope that your summer is off to a great start as well. And tell me your summer plans in the comments below. Tell me what you're going to get up to. But for now, I will end this video here, and I will see you guys for our next adventure very soon. Bye.